Good afternoon, everybody. Morning, evening, whenever you listen to your podcast. Welcome back to 22 Panels. My guest today is Sienna Fallon, the VP of Sales and Marketing at Bad Idea Comics. Regular listeners, hey, Mom, hey, John, hey, Britt, hey, Adam. Yeah, we've got four regular
Oh,
listeners,
there we
maybe
go.
a few more.
Shout out. Shout out to those guys.
Right. Know that I've been both a fan of and fascinated by Bad Ideas since the beginning. So I'm really happy to finally have somebody that I can like talk on the record about it. So Sienna, thanks for coming.
Of
And
course,
and
of
and
course.
like first, like explain what you do for Bad Idea. Sales and I also haven't had a sales and marketing person.
Well,
I've
there you
I've
go.
reached
So,
out to a few and just not actually managed to set anything up yet. So like yeah,
yeah,
let's start
yeah.
there.
So, yeah, I used to, we were talking a little bit before we started. I used to help run a chain of comic book stores. So I was a comic book retailer for 10 years,
Okay.
prior to joining the team at Bad Idea. So, a lot of the reason why I was brought on the team was to speak to retailers. I know the retail community really well. I was actually briefly on the Comics Pro board of directors.
Okay.
Um, so yes, a lot of my job is chatting with retailers, building retailer programs, building POP, that retailers can use in the stores, like shelf talkers and things like that. And yeah, that's who we're selling to. Aside from getting fans excited, is to help retailers make sure they have the tools to sell our books. And so, Bad Idea, obviously going through a big change this year, changing the way we do things. So that was part of the reason I came
It's
up.
almost stage three.
I know, right? We
I
were
mean, I don't know
born,
how you think of
we
it
were dead.
internally, but
There was the
it's
rebirth, and this is like a second rebirth. It's like there's some sort of
I mean,
Lazarus effect.
arguably it's stage four because there were two rounds of the single issues, but then we've got the Kickstarter hardcover round, and
Sure.
now we've got the okay, everybody can buy a Bad
Direct
Idea
market.
round.
Yeah.
Right. Um, so like actually let's give the brief rundown because I'm just going to be upfront. Like Bad Idea is the perfect name for the comic company. But bad ideas can both be
They can be good.
no,
Is it
bad ideas can be
oxymoron to say
great.
that? They can be
No,
great. They can
bad
be
ideas can
awesome.
be great because being willing, I mean, I was excited from day one because being willing to do something that seems like a bad idea because you're in a place where you can lose the money if it's a bad idea and discover, okay, that's a bad idea. Let's do something different. Um, is how things change.
Yeah.
It's how you make new good ideas. It's how you reframe marketplaces. Um, but that first round started with the bad idea that some of us thought was a great idea, which was set it up in a way, one issue per person, like selected comic shops picked out because they appeal to readers, blah blah blah. We trust them not to just jack up the prices on our books, etc. Um, like the concept, I loved it. I
Yeah.
literally, while Bad Idea was still in its interview phase, I looked at the list of Chicago area stores and went, which one do I think is going to wind up being a Bad Idea store? And I went there and I started a poll list before they even had their interview phone
Wow.
call.
Wow.
Um, that was Challengers Comics and Conversation, one of the greatest stores
Nice.
in the Midwest, right?
Love that
Um,
shop. They
I
got a
do too.
podcast too.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Um, but then came the buttons and all sorts of things that made them like the Uber collector items rather than reader items. And it like, I know you weren't around for that on the bad idea side, but I know how the Challengers guys felt about that. How did you feel about that as a retailer? Were you Was your chain a bad idea retailer? Did you?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I used to manage Ultimate Comics in North Carolina.
Okay.
So we had a
Okay.
couple locations and we're all Bad Idea destination stores. Um,
Right.
with Bad Idea, like, so we founded like 2020, heart of the
Right.
pandemic.
Right.
Very difficult time to create a new publisher when literally
Right.
everything's breaking around us, distribution is fracturing, stores are closed or limited. It was a crazy, crazy time to be, I'm sure, a brand new upstart publisher. It definitely was
Right.
a crazy time to be a retailer for sure.
Right. Right.
Um,
Right.
but what I liked about Bad Idea is that they were trying a ton of interesting, innovative stuff to get people excited about their books.
Right.
It is super hard, especially right now. A comic book journalist yourself. That realm has really been
A
fractured.
hobbyist.
Yeah, back
I'm a comic book reader that likes to talk about comics.
sure, sure. Well, as a kid, I was into like reading comic book websites and like dedicated comic book resources I read every day and Newsarama and
Right.
all these places.
Right. Right.
And a lot of that is gone. Just the way the internet,
Oh yeah.
like journalism and media like that, legacy media, has been going through some tough times. So it's a lot harder than it used to be, where it's very easy to just, set up interviews, send previews to people, and people would read it. Now, there's a million different things vying for people's attention, whether it be social
Right.
media. And
Right.
so that's definitely led to like a fracture in how people get their comic book news and how
Right.
people find out about comic books and new books and a new publisher. So to me, it made a lot of sense that you had to make a ton of noise to get anyone to pay attention, and why there's so many books on the stands. As a retailer, I know that
Right.
there's so many new number ones every week. How do you get people to even hear about yours? So for me, doing things like the pin and I I've always wondered, back as a retailer, I was always like, once people are in the store, I market to my local community and I can hand sell and my staff can hand sell. But what I really want is publishers to drive people into my store, you know?
Right.
That's what I want. And so honestly, it's really almost impossible to find out if a publisher actually did that. If someone's coming in for Batman because they saw something DC put out, or if it's just a person who wanders into your store and
Right.
decides
Right.
to get a Batman comic, it's really hard for a retailer to know. So it was really cool to see right out of the gate, Bad Idea was sending people to the shops. I know,
Absolutely.
I had people who started pull lists, like you said, just to get Bad Idea comics. And
I,
so that was really exciting to me.
the the what I know, and I don't, we're not going to mention the shop names anymore because I don't want. They've been mentioned and there are other ones, but what I know was an issue for some stores though is that because it was the first purchase, it almost never went to any of their regulars, even if they were first in line, because they
Oh,
went
the
to get
pin?
more books. Right, because they went to get more books, and generally whoever got the pin bought only the bad idea book of the week, and they never saw them again.
Hmm.
Or they saw them to try to get the next pin.
Sure, sure. Now I can only,
Because the requirement was it has to go to the first purchase.
yeah, I can only speak for my experience, but we definitely saw,
Right.
repeat customers and people who set up pull boxes, and definitely weren't just there for the number one, got all the Bad Idea
Right.
books.
Oh, no, no. There were plenty of people who came for bad idea,
Hmm.
but the pin made it awkward for them because the pin had real consequences and whatnot. And rather than going to the person that was their comic person and the person who came in and got all the bad idea books, it was coming in for the person who was dead set on getting the pin rather than. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. For me,
Yeah.
the pin is something
Yeah.
like an exciting add-on. Like
Right.
people wanted it because it was hard to get. So
Right.
if it was available to everyone, people wouldn't have wanted it, if that
Right.
makes sense,
No,
Lauren.
no, and that makes
So
perfect sense.
yeah, yeah.
But
So
it's also I mean, I'm going to tell stories from electronics retail. When the Nintendo 64 came out and there weren't nearly enough of them for everybody to get them for Christmas,
yeah.
half of our job became de-escalating the people who were upset because they didn't get one.
I love
So,
that we're comping. I do. I mean, I love
so,
that
so,
bad ideas up
so
there with the N64. I'll
it
take that
is, it is.
compliment.
Well, but that's as the comic reader, and again, this is and I can't emphasize enough, and I don't want to spend too much time here because I feel like the company's evolved in a way
Oh yeah,
that
I
that
mean,
they're doing less of the gimmicky and getting more towards the reader stuff. So like,
apologies, my cat.
oh, no, don't apologize for your cat. Mine will probably show up at some point too.
Okay.
He makes it into our advertisements now.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, she's very, and she's like just out of sight, but you'll probably see her
No,
tail.
I'm seeing her head. There
Oh,
she
there you
is.
go. Yeah. If I try and shut her out of the room, it's
My
no good
cat
either.
will literally try to steal my microphone at some point during
Oh,
this
okay.
podcast. I
Good.
guarantee it. Um, I guess where I'm going is that the change that I've seen and I is that like this round you've got the mini books and that's it's going to be the same drive to get them. They're the different thing, but it's not the same onus on the retailer to have to go along with you. Does that
Well,
make
so the
sense?
exciting thing, like you
Yeah.
said, what bad idea is always evolving. Like
Right.
multiple iterations of the company, always changing and taking feedback. And again, part of the reason I came on the team is because I had recent retail experience. So a
Right.
lot of
Right.
what we're building, for example, we relaunched the PIN program based
Right.
on feedback. And so for Planet Death Zero, we did a kind of different PIN. First off, because it wasn't a number one issue. It was a zero
Right.
issue, but we wanted to do something fun that was easier for people to handle. We did digital pins. Uh,
Okay.
so we handled all the logistics on distributing the pin. You got a JPEG of a pin,
There you
but you
go.
also got a digital code that you could use, say,
Right.
the other pins to redeem cool prizes. But
Right.
that was something that I handled, getting the
Right.
pin codes out to people, and
Right.
we also, extended. You had like a week to pick up the book. We actually tied it to the a variant cover since it was our first variant. So we thought first digital pin tied to our first ever variant, do something fun, make it easy. So people had a week to get it. They just had to snap a photo, show us that they got the book. And then once we got all those submissions, they all got a pin and they were able to redeem it for something pretty cool. Maybe you'll think
Right.
it's a gimmick. I think it's really cool. We
No, no, no. I see. I
3D
love
edition of our first book, The Hero Trade, which is awesome.
I
It's going to come with Bad Idea 3D
yeah.
glasses that you get if you
I
got the pin.
see and now I wish that I'd managed to do the work to get the pin because that does sound
It's
amazing.
pretty
I
cool.
no, no, no. I love gimmicks. I'm aware that different shops have different capabilities for how to handle uh what's the word I'm looking for?
Like every
Collector type
retailer
people
has
versus
different levels of
right,
bandwidth, I
right,
totally
right.
understand.
So I mean really what I'm speaking to is I love the fact that the gimmicks are now not something that the shops have to accept to take your comics
Yeah,
as much as something that they can buy into or not buy into, but still be able to sell good books.
exactly. So hopefully we're doing some fun
Right,
stuff that gets people
right.
excited, gets people coming into the stores,
I mean, don't get me wrong.
pre-ordering.
You sucked more money out of me because I have myself drawn into a hero trade book because I like my gimmicks. I decided I didn't need to give it to my friends, but
Ah, there you go. There you go.
it's
That's
got the
awesome.
one for myself.
It
But
is
yeah,
pretty cool.
David
The
Lapham
staff got drawn in by
drawing.
Lapham for
Yeah,
the Hank Howard
yeah,
book, and
right.
you know,
I mean, I can't emphasize enough that I think your gimmicks are amazing. Um,
thank you.
as long as but the balancing act is like I mean, as a reader, where it became difficult for me is the store that I was getting mine from decided not to carry season two because they didn't want to deal with the gimmicks anymore. They loved the books. They didn't love the day they came out.
Well, like I said,
You know,
a gimmick doesn't work if the books aren't good, right? And so,
right.
like we've heard from everyone, the books are great.
The
So
books
this
are
is like
great.
new phase of the company.
Right. Let's get the
We're
books
still
out.
doing
Fun
fun
stuff
stuff,
is
but making it easier. Every retailer
right.
can order us.
Right.
It's super easy to pre-order. We're
Right.
available through multiple distribution channels. So
Right.
it's not just Lunar. If you're in the UK, you can use Diamond UK. If you're in Canada, you can
Right.
use
Right.
Universal.
Well, and
We went out of our way to make it super simple.
Matt Kent, David Lapham, Robert Venditti. I mean, the number of people that you've had come, Doug Wagner did a short for you.
Of the best, yeah.
It, Bad Idea is ridiculously quality comics. Um, just ridiculously quality comics. Which is why I hope that the bad ideas continue to grow the industry.
Yeah.
Um, because they deserve to. You know. Sorry, I didn't mean to come off so
No, no,
confrontational out of the gate.
no, 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 no. Not at all.
Because it is, and like I understand why everything gets tried, and I'm just like I'm happy that the journey. I mean, I'm certain that part of the journey was hiring you. It was hey,
Oh,
like
please. Do not give me that much credit. The team, all
whether
of this was
whether
already in the works, you
no,
know?
no, no, no. But what I mean is hiring somebody with retail experience. The fact that it was you matters, but I mean, like, if I had been running Bad Idea as we shifted to putting out trades on Kickstarter, and I was trying to figure out what the next thing to do, I know that one of the things I'd be looking at is, okay, we don't completely get our retailers. We're coming up with ideas that get us really, really hyped on social media, and we get the marketplace, but nobody's writing about our issue twos, and our retailers are back and forth on how much they love us. Um, so like, I mean, just knowing that you exist, knowing that they hired somebody out of retail was something that pleased me because it seemed to be one of the things that and like everybody at Bad Idea has been in the industry forever. So like there are stories about their brilliance, there are stories about their quirkiness, there are stories about everything.
Yeah.
um yeah. So tell me about joining Bad Idea. What
Um,
was the pitch to you? Or did
the
you
pitch, I
apply
mean, it was
for
just the books. It
a
was really just
job?
the books. Like, I saw PDFs of all the books that we have coming down this current slate. I saw the interior art in Planet Death, and I just knew as a retailer, like how many book copies of that book I could sell. Uh,
Okay.
got to see, Mike Carey, Jonathan Weishack's Cul-de-sac. Incredible, like
Hmm.
fine, like just
Hmm.
unlike anything I'd seen on the stands. Like Weishack,
Well, and that particular variant cover is totally cool. That's the
which
first
one's
time
the
ever.
mirror cover?
The mirror cover. This is the
It
first
is
time
pretty
ever that a
cool.
variant cover is what pushed me over to decide to pull the series.
Oh well, I'll
I
let
was I
Tony know.
was I was on the balance.
He's
Um,
yeah, I can't
but
wait to put
Tony,
out the
Tony, I
final.
also love. So like between the fact that it was Tony and the fact that the cover just worked so well, I went, oh my God. Okay, done.
The whole team I've known Dinesh,
Right,
Shamtani, CEO. Um,
right.
Peter, the COO, I knew a little bit from Comics Pro. I knew Dinesh since he was running Valiant.
Got it.
Their creative director, Brock McKinney, great.
Right.
I knew a lot of their creators, Rob Venditti. So I knew a lot of the team beforehand. And again, really, like it's just the books. It really is. It's a simple answer to that question. I saw the
So
books,
so
was
so
excited
so did
about
they
'em.
recruit you, or was there a job opening? I mean, how that's kind of what I meant.
I knew them and I had heard there was a position, so it was
Okay.
something a little pretty natural. Uh,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean,
I mean, I'm just
was-
I'm
it was just
artistic.
looking
I'm a
at this
nuts and
book
bolts
and
guy.
it
I
was an
know it
amazing
seems
answer.
weird to ask the
No, no, no,
granular,
no.
weird questions.
Yeah.
Um, which book are you? I mean, okay. I know that
What
you
book
can't.
am I most excited about?
Yeah, I was about to say. I know
It's like
that you
picking one of my
probably
children.
can't quite say that. So tell me
It's like
what
picking one of my
excites
children. I
you.
mean, Planet Death,
Tell tell
like
me
seeing
what
the
excites you about
again.
each book on the
Yeah.
slate right now.
So
Yeah.
Tomas Chiarello, I mean, like I said, I knew Rob beforehand, and I obviously knew he's co-writing it with Derek Kolstad, the creator of John Wick. I knew John Wick, uh, and I'd known Tomas from some of his, like he did Exo Manowar, did some incredible stuff back in the day of Valiant. And then I just saw the book, and I honestly was blown away. Back then, it was just inks, from issue one. But he's inking himself traditionally for the very first time. He's putting
Okay.
so much into each page, like so much rendering, so much detail. Anytime we show it to people, it just like absolutely blows their
Oh,
mind.
it's
Like
amazing.
professionals have been in the air for decades, huge names. You show it to them and they're like,
Right.
"Oh my God." It takes almost like he's
Oh,
like,
I saw it floating around at C2E2.
yeah. Like some pages it'll take Tomas a week to do because
Right.
he's inking himself and just the amount he's putting in there. It's again just like
And you're giving him the space and paying him well enough that he can,
yeah.
which that I love.
So yeah. I mean, it's the book's been in progress for a little bit, and Tomas has
Right.
been just been crushing it. So I mean,
So give us the front counter pitch. You've been in the stores. How would you
so
sell
it's
it
super
at the
simple.
front counter?
Almost like a World War II story set against a sci-fi backdrop. You
Okay.
have this battalion of soldiers who are tasked with invading this hostile alien planet, frozen. There's predators and on this horde like an alien army. And they have this massive world-destroying weapon. And these human soldiers are tasked with a mission, which is to go get down, invade land, do like a D-Day style invasion, and destroy the weapon, because that is the only way they're going to be able to get back home. So you're following Corporal Scott, who his wife and daughter are back home on Earth, and the only way he can get back to them is if he can complete this mission. Unfortunately, the aliens know they're coming. So this invasion goes poorly. Basically, Corporal Scott is the sole survivor. And he decides, you know what? I'm going to try and complete this mission or die trying. So it's him. It's like a one-man army against impossible odds. He's got to face down an entire army of enemy combatants. Just like the, you know, predators on the planet,
Right.
hostile environments. There's some really cool stuff that comes out of that. I can't super spoil, but uh,
No, the
uh,
front counter
human
pitch
human
doesn't need to
deserters.
spoil. It's
Yeah, human
you're
deserters.
already the one that you
Yes.
like. Yes, I'm
So
buying
to try and
it.
get to the weapon, destroy it, so he can get back home to his wife and daughter. So that's the
Right.
story. So there's a really strong emotional core, which if you know Rob's writing, he always has that like beating
Yes, he
heart at the
does.
center of the story. And it really does and again, it's just like badass action, like some of the best action sequences I've ever seen. And again, like you said, a lot of space. Tomas has like so many splash pages. Like when you talk about a blockbuster comic book, when you look at this book, you're like, God, this is a blockbuster, you know?
It's
Um,
beautiful.
and yeah, but a real emotional core to the story. Derek knows action. Him and Rob, like I said earlier, peanut butter and chocolate baby. They are like both working together, just putting out an incredible book. So that one comes out issue one, July 9th. You have till June
Okay.
9th to get your pre-order in.
Creator in.
Crazy covers on
So
those books too. I mean, as a huge one of my all-time favorite creators, Walt Simonson. His Thor run, his Orion run, like super influential to me as a comic fan. And the fact that Walt Simonson drew a Planet Death cover for us is like freaking mind-blowing. Like my name inside the book there. But like Chris
Right.
Bachalo, Walt Simonson, Assad Ribic doing like these just crazy, crazy covers. So yeah, I mean, there's just a lot to be excited about for Planet Death. So that's why it was our launch book, our lead book. It was the first book I saw when I was talking about idea. So that's July.
Okay.
So I'm going down the line. We've got a new book, at least one lead title each month. Some of them have other stuff. So like we talked about Hero Trade. July also has the first Hero trade paperback
Yep.
that comes out the same day as Planet Death.
Planet Death.
Doesn't have
Right.
all the bells and whistles of the hardcover. It
Nope.
doesn't have everything in there.
It's
Um,
like the
but
it's like the middle section of the hardcover, I think.
yeah, yeah. So it doesn't have like the new stuff that was developed just for the hardcover, like Project
Right.
Chimera, the big
Right.
double issue series.
Right.
But it's a good introductory price point. Got a cool Joe Quesada cover. Again, easy 12.99 pickup for someone who's not familiar with Bad Idea, maybe heard about the Hero Trade because of all the craziness with the launch. Easy to grab and check it out.
Right.
Um, August,
Also, just Matt Kent and David Lapham.
Matt Kent and
I
David
mean,
Lapham. I mean,
I
she'd
mean,
sell
I
itself.
mean, let's be real. Anybody who doesn't buy a Matt Kent book doesn't love
I
comics.
don't know.
Anybody who doesn't buy a David Lapham book doesn't love comics. I don't say that about many people,
I know.
but you put them together, it should just be automatic.
It's a reason it was our first book out the gate, a reason why it's our first trade paperback. Uh,
Right. Yeah.
August, Cul-de-sac. This one I am crazy excited about. Mike
Yeah,
Carey
Mike
mentioned
Carey
Mike
has been
Carey.
gone for a while. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. He has been writing prose novels actually, but
Right.
I'm sure you guys, your listeners know him from Sandman,
Huh?
X-Men,
Yeah.
Lucifer.
Uh-huh.
The Unwritten. So he
Unwritten.
had a ton of incredible books. It took a while. He was a best-selling author doing prose novels, and so he brought
Right.
it back to comics with Cul-de-sac. He's teaming up with Jonathan Weishak, who you might know from. He had a great run on Spawn Violator, but he is doing absolutely insane fine art illustrative pages. Like it's hard to explain his art. It's like I said, it's like a fine art, modern art approach to comic book storytelling, pushing the boundaries of what you would expect. He is coloring it himself, doing this really, really cool painted style. Hopefully you guys just check out our Instagram, check out John's Instagram. You can see some of his preview pages in color. He's very physical. There's a ton on the page. If you see his pages in person, you can feel them. You can feel the layers of ink and paint. It is really, really cool. Again, unlike anything that I've ever seen on the shelves before in terms of like the art. And the story's awesome too. You're following a group of kids. They grew up together on this cul-de-sac, longtime family friends. You know, they're always at each other's houses. They always go on a big summer trip together. So they're going on this big summer trip, and their mom, one of the moms who's taking them out for their vacay, says she has to tell them something, and she lets them know that actually all their parents are vampires. So you know, she's like, "You're old enough now. Let me show you what you guys are going to become." And obviously, being 13 or younger and finding out your parents are vampires, kind of a big deal. Something hard to
I
handle.
think it'd be a little
A little
awkward.
alarming. And they're not just vampires. They're like a higher order of vampire, like that feeds
Oh,
on other vampires. Um,
okay.
so lots of
So
a
like
lot to deal
vampire
with.
royalty is what you're saying.
So they end up, they go on the run, and because they're being hunted by vampire hunters, other vampires, the cops, they're trying to grapple with, who their parents are, who they want to become. Do they want to follow their parents' footsteps and become this new breed of vampire, or are they going to try to remain human? But it's a great kids on the run story, ton of action, very horror, like just like everything you want out of like a horror book. Again, nonstop, real like great pace. And yeah, that issue comes out first week of August, issue one. And so that's our August book. We got one every month. So you t asked me for all these pitches, so you're getting them. And
I
you
like
mentioned
them.
some cool stuff with that book, like the Mirror variant by Tony
Yeah, fair.
Fleets,
Yep.
friend of the publisher, incredible. Obviously, know him from Stray Dogs, Local Man, Feral right now.
Barrel.
Did this super cool
Uh, Uncanny Valley
Uncanny
with Dave
Valley.
Wachter.
Yes,
Yeah.
Eisner
Yeah,
nominated,
yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Double cover, basically. New art on the front and back cover. And the trick is, since it's a fun, like a, vampire book, we thought it'd be fun to do something with the mirror. You hold the comic up to the mirror, and you can see the front and the back art interact to tell like like almost like to tell a story by the way they
Right.
interact with one another. So
Right.
super cool. Again, maybe
Yeah.
someone would say a gimmick, but I think just something you haven't seen before, and that's
Yeah,
just a cover price cover. You can just pre-order, you know?
gimmicks can be good.
Thank you. Uh,
Gimmicks can be good.
and Tony Fleek's,
Just so
incredible
long
artist.
as they're not ones that make Wednesday morning difficult for the comic shop.
No, no. Hopefully easy to sell for these guys.
Yeah, no, a variant cover, they get to decide whether or not they're going to carry it, and that's the only part that matters.
There you go. Well,
Yeah,
that's August. And
yeah.
we also have a Hero Trade, that Project Chimera book coming out in
Right.
singles. Super excited about that if
Two
people
issues,
missed out on the
cut the
Kickstarter.
connecting cover.
Yeah, really cool.
Looks
David
very nice.
Lapham did this
Yeah,
awesome connecting
yeah,
cover for the two issues. It's great. If you
yeah.
like Lapham, if you like Kent.
I
Um,
I literally have one original comic page, and it's from Stray Bullets.
wow.
So
There you
yes,
go.
that's how much I like Lapham.
And again, it's really new reader friendly. One, you can pick up the
Right,
trade the month before if you want to catch up.
right,
Two, if you just go
right.
in cold, you can totally go in cold that way. Like you can pick
Yeah,
the book up and you'll be fine.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
even though it's not technically the first Hero Trade story. So that's obvious.
No, but I mean, one of the things that I like about what they did with the hero trade is that um it's it's more of a dark darker version of Astro City than anything else. It's not like one continuous story.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
it's
It's
it's these
really
little vignettes in this
vignette
really dark
deconstructing the
version of a
genre.
right,
Literally,
right,
literally.
right, right. Um,
So yes, yeah. So you're helping
and
sell
it's
that.
very Matt Kent and very David Lapp. I can just,
If
and
you
for
like,
that matter, I feel I can't remember exactly which story it was in, but like every time I read Mind Management or
mm,
even Red Handed, I imagine Matt Kent with just that bulletin board in front of him with red string going all over the place. So when there was the one page where Lapham drew a board with strings going all over, I went,
yeah, you're
ah!
like, finally.
I feel like
Yeah.
somebody gets Kent.
So that's August.
Um,
September, we're back to Mr. Robin Diddy solo writing
okay.
with Doug Braithwaite, who you might know
Oh,
from
yeah.
Justice, Conan. Uh,
ENIAC.
yeah, ENIAC. Again, our real launch book after Hero Trades
Right,
secret launch.
right.
So they're teaming up for this taut action thriller set on a sinking submarine. You are
Nice.
following an American soldier who is tasked to sink it. He gets stuck on it. And the only other survivor is a Russian soldier. And so, they're duking it out on the submarine that is sinking like 600 feet below the ocean, both trying to get off, but eventually figuring out that they have to work together to survive, hence the name.
Hmm.
It is, if you like action, it is just a rocket, like just nonstop. Every issue escalates. There's a second, third act, really. It's just, if you like kind of almost a spectacle, let's do something topical of like Mission Impossible, like
Hmm.
those kinds of films. It is that in a comic book. Doug, incredible stuff with Doug on the artwork. Rob just writes. Yeah, it's just a badass book. A ton of fun. Very much like a popcorn movie book. But again, I think there's still that emotional core to the story that I find super rewarding. So it's not just, punching bullets.
Right,
There's a lot of
right.
that. But there's a heart to it. So that's September. October, you're a Matt Kint fan. Matt Kint teaming up with Tomas Giorello, who we already talked about, the artist
Okay.
on Planet Death, for some more superheroes out of Matt Kint. This book is called Save Now. So you're following this guy, the Saver, who has a superpower that he can save points in his life, like a video game, and go back. And based on the knowledge he has
Okay.
of what he's learned, he can change decisions he's made to make a better future. But the trick is that he ages in real time. So if he goes back 5 years, he's 5 years older than he was, and he'll have to age 5 years, age in real time. So that was such an interesting concept to me. It's not something. It's hard for me to feel like it's a fr you. There's so much time travel, so many time travel stories out there. I think it's hard to get a fresh one. So
Right.
this one was something I hadn't seen before in like sci-fi books or comics or anything. So really excited about that. Tomas Giorello, great art. Again, the core of the story really is about Saver and his daughter, and their relationship. And because the crux of the story is, he's on this superhero team. He's always the guy who can basically he really saves the day because whenever his team is losing, he can keep going back, so they can keep resetting and figure out what they need to do to defeat whoever it is, the big bad. But he finds out that the world is going to end. And no matter how many times he goes back, he just can't fix it. He can't solve it. It is an unfixable problem. It is a fixed point that the world is going to end. So he decides to go back to the best year of his life and just keep reliving it because, that's all he can do. He tried to save the world. He can't. So that's kind of the quick elevator pitch. And obviously, to have a story, things go from there. But
Right.
yeah, really different take on a superhero book, really different take on time travel. If you like sci-fi, if you like Matt Kint, if you are a newly converted giant Tomas Giorello fan, which you absolutely will be once you look at Planet Death, you're gonna want this book. It's a little bit of a different style from him, uh,
Mhm.
and it's great. That's September.
Okay.
October, October. No, that's October. November.
That's actually
You were
okay.
talking about this book. We were talking about this book a little bit. Ordained.
Right. Ordained.
Rob and Diddy back again. And this pitch is awesome. I love people's eyes light up when you tell them what this book is about. You're following a Catholic priest, Roy, who is tasked. He does last rites for people. So he's called into the hospital to perform rites on a patient who's going to die. And when he gets there, it's this old man, and this old man does his final confession, and it turns out he is the head of the Irish mob. So he confesses, to all his sins, basically tells the priest where the bodies are buried, knowing that, confession's private, really, not, if he's a good priest, he's not going to do anything with that information, and he wants absolution, he wants to make it to heaven. So, but the next day, it turns out he recovers. He's not going to die, actually. And now the priest knows too much. So he's got to kill the priest because the priest knows where all the bodies are buried. What he doesn't know is the priest is a former former badass from the U.S. military, special ops guy, who had found his faith on the battlefield and retired from the armed forces to become a priest. So he's someone who can handle himself, but he's also someone in his new role as a Catholic priest. There's a line he will not cross, which is he will not kill. So he's being chased down by all these hitmen and goons that this mobster has sent after him. Um, and he's having to use all the skills from his old life while not going back to that, trying to figure out a way to get through this without, without killing, without breaking his rule. Very, if you like John Wick, it is very much just a badass action book like that. So much so that, Derek and Rob were working together on Planet Death. He was like, "Hey Rob, what else are you writing?" He's like, "Hey, I'm writing this." Derek read the book. He's like, "This is awesome. This is awesome. I'm
Right.
going to adapt this into a screenplay because I want to write this movie, and no one else is allowed to
Right.
write this movie." So
Right.
Derek's actually writing the screenplay adaptation.
Cool.
Who knows, like whatever happens there, like
Right.
it's
Right.
you don't know if the
And
movie will ever get made,
it
but
didn't occur to
cool.
me while I was reading it, but it did occur to me now, it has worked over the last year to have a Daredevil be a priest. So now you essentially are making Punisher a priest too.
Huh?
So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that they'll be nice
yeah.
nice companion books.
And then the last book I'll talk to you about, one I'm very excited about. Very
Yeah.
Uh, Habitat. I don't know if you're,
Okay.
I'm a huge Josh Dysart fan.
Yep.
Unknown Soldier, a ton of great bad idea
Yep.
books, Orc Islands, Odin's Eye,
Right. Yep.
Swamp Thing.
Yep.
He is working with David Lapham, and
You got
Bill
me already.
Sienkiewicz. Bill Sienkiewicz doing some
Oh,
interior work. Every single issue of Habitat has Bill Sienkiewicz interiors. It's absolutely insane. I saw the inks. We just got the inks a few weeks ago. They're not colored yet, but this issue one just come out.
okay. See that. I mean, two things. First, I want the interview with Sienkiewicz. If you can make that happen.
Sure, we'll see.
um, but second, like you just said my other beautiful words. Like Sienkiewicz is one of the few people that I'll buy a comic that I wasn't going to buy otherwise for his cover, but his interiors are what I love. I
I mean,
adore
I'm a
Sienkiewicz
huge, I'm
interiors.
like a Sienkiewicz hound.
Yeah.
I've found all the issues of like even his weirder stuff, like Big Numbers,
Hmm.
which never finished with
Yep.
Alan Moore.
Yep.
Brought to light that weird
Yep.
informational
I have
CIA
it
book.
on my shelf
Yeah,
right
me
over here.
too. Just because Sienkiewicz, I'll pick it all up. So and
I,
again,
I,
it's like,
I keep,
whoa.
I keep, I keep I haven't dropped the I think $100 on it, but I want his Jimi Hendrix book.
Oh, sure, sure, sure.
Um, yeah, that might be a Christmas present to myself since I know the publisher.
Oh, well, there you go.
I know he's got some stashed. Um,
So yeah, I mean, do I even
but
need to
yeah,
say anything more than the key?
no, I mean,
But it's a badass horror book.
yeah.
You're
So
following.
so what's is Lapham co-writing or
So Lapham is the main artist. So Lapham
okay,
is the is doing majority of the pages, and then there are like I think 8 pages, 6 to 8 page sequences in each issue that are uh
okay.
that are inked by
So,
Sienkiewicz. Basically, it's a
okay. So he's just
Sienkiewicz. He's inking
he's
Lapham,
inking rather
but
he's
if
inking live. No, no,
you
don't get me
yeah,
wrong. I am equally
it's
one.
interiors. Like you look at his stuff and you're like,
No,
that
no,
is
no.
Sienkiewicz.
His inking is different from his other work, but like one of the other books that I'm most excited about right now is the Illuminati with him inking Dennis Cowan again for
Oh,
the first
yeah,
time
there you
since
go.
I think. Well, no, yeah. I mean, like when Sienkiewicz is willing to ink, you know how good the
The book
penciler
is.
is.
Yeah.
And B, you're right. His inks bring a whole other level to even great artists. So yeah, yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
cool. It's very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's a big old horror book. You're following again, kind of the end of the world. You're following this billionaire who built a like a fail-safe bunker underground for just this kind of occasion. So he goes underground with his family and small selection of staff to ride it out and just live underground in his bunker because he foresaw this coming and they're all ready. But unfortunately, when they go down, it might be worse than what's going on up top. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's like all sorts of horror. It's a great contained horror story. If you like, if
Well, and then there's
body
that question
horror,
that
very
none of
Uzumaki
these,
influenced, even.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's the question that nobody wants to answer. Okay, you go underground, but like what's left when you come back up?
Well, no, their plan is, they're not going back up, but
I
they
know,
might have to
I know,
because
but like in terms of the end of the world horror, that's the thing that I mean, particularly when we look at people in the real world building their bunkers or whatnot, it's like, dude, if you've got to go to your bunker, like there are great
yeah,
stories that can happen in the bunker, but
yeah,
but,
yeah,
but,
yeah.
but you understand that like if you're going to your bunker, we're done.
It's yeah. There's a lot. There's yes.
I mean, I love Kingsman, but like the first question I asked is I'm sitting there going, they know that if they only keep the billionaires, they don't have anybody to plant food, right?
Yeah. Well, luckily, I mean, listen, he's prepared. They've got, they've got they built it over this underground spring, underground water
Right.
source, and, they've got the agriculture all worked out. But yeah, there's some contingencies you can't plan for. So people
Right.
dying off one of
No,
them.
I mean, it wasn't supposed to be bashing this comic. It's
No,
just,
no, 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 no. It is a
I
funny
am
thing to think
totally. I
about.
mean, first of all, with those three, even if I have any questions like that, they're going to blow it out of the water. Second of all, sci-fi in general manages to answer that sort of thing better than real world people do. We just unfortunately currently live in a real world where people are going, "Oh, you better do this and better do that." I'm sitting there going, "You understand that what you're preparing for, like, if you need the things that you're talking about, it's going to be too late for those things to matter."
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Crabtree, Bill Crabtree, who colored Invincible, is coloring Lapham.
Okay,
Colors
nice.
are crazy. So those are the big books for the year. So,
Yeah.
and then, we're currently already, we're still building. We're building the next batch of books.
Uh,
So,
couple distribution type questions.
yeah,
Are we working monthly? Are we working
monthly.
bi-monthly?
Yeah, so the
So,
only book that
so
isn't monthly, Planet Death has more of an event calendar. Uh,
okay,
it's a huge book. Each issue is 48-page minimum. Like we just announced that
right,
issue one is 56 pages.
right,
Um, and they keep getting longer. Issue four is a tome. And
right.
like I said, Tomas's art, takes a little time.
Absolutely, absolutely
But so that one's operating on more of an event schedule, so it won't be monthly. But every other book that I mentioned is monthly.
is
So
monthly.
it's monthly
Okay,
books, monthly books.
collections, no collections.
So yeah, I already announced it. We already announced our first collection, Hero Trade. You guys
Right.
buy the Hero Trade collection, and we'll keep making them.
Okay,
We've had a lot of
but
retailers who are interested in our back catalog coming to
right.
paperbacks, and so we're definitely all for it. I don't have the next one announced yet,
No,
but
that's.
yeah,
I mean, again, when Bad Idea was originally announced, and this is the part of it that I was uh, with the original announcement. I loved how it was tailored towards readers. It was tailored towards great comics, but they
yeah.
had also initially announced no digital, no collections, and it's
I
like,
know we're breaking all
well,
the rules. We're breaking no variants,
well,
no digital.
and overall, I'm in favor of you breaking the rules because I want anything that puts it in more people's hands.
Exactly, exactly.
So that's my next question. Are you planning digital?
So we actually we do have a partnership with Vivi.
Okay.
Planet Death Zero was made available on their platform. So
Vivi?
yeah, so
I
Dynamite's
don't even.
yeah. Dynamite puts out their books through them and Marvel.
Ah,
And so we yeah, you can get digital PDFs that way.
Vivi.io. Is that it?
I don't know
No,
the website
no, that's
offhand.
something else.
I'll shoot it to you after we
Yeah,
wrap. I'll
shoot it to me
shoot you a link so you can check it out. But yeah,
because this
we've
is
had people
somehow
asking.
one that I haven't heard about, and I thought I was on
Um,
top of all of the digital
yeah, I'll shoot you a link. But
since
yeah,
since
collection.
comicology went
Yes, yeah, I know.
the way of the dodo. Um, I thought I was managing to keep on top of all of the people doing, and I missed this one. So yeah, definitely shoot me a link. Um, but okay, that's cool. Very cool to hear. Um, oh, I probably spelled it wrong. VEVE. I
Uh,
went with VIVI. That'd make a difference. Um, mm, all right, let's since you clearly have been bad idea from the get-go. I skipped my I changed it from what are you most excited about going forward because that was completely unfair. But it doesn't seem like it's completely unfair to say what's your favorite old bad idea book?
cool. I mean, honestly, again, like almost like picking your favorite kid. There's a ton I like. I love.
I mean, I have a favorite kid, but don't
Oh,
tell
well, there
them.
you go. See, I have one on my lap right now. So if I answer, I gotta say that she's my favorite, or else it gets
Right,
us.
right.
Um, man, I mean. I loved the ends. I loved the ends. That
Yeah,
was also
yeah.
one of the working on like finishing up that Kickstarter was something that came on that like when I came on board, we were wrapping up the ends getting that hardcover done. So I spent so
Right.
much time with the ends, and it has like this special place in my heart for it being like the first hardcover my name's in, and just but the amount of work that we all did, just spent a lot of time with that book. And obviously David and Maria Lapham just know how to tell an incredible
Oh
story.
God, yes. Oh God,
So
yes.
I love the ends. Same deal, Hank Howard, another one. I lived in Hank Howard for a long time because again, we were putting that book together, and also that was when, we were marketing it, was right when it came on to doing fun things. Like I was like, hey, why don't we do a 30-day delivery window? And god damn, that was if nail biter. Getting those hardcovers out in that 30-day window was people were like, they probably have those books printed, or else why would they offer such a crazy, like, get your money back if your book doesn't ship in 30 days? No, we were down to the wire on that thing. But yeah,
No, I know. It's the only time ever that I was kind of crossing my fingers that like it didn't come on time.
no, I was, God, you were betting against me because I was like, man, this was my, if I don't get
I
involved,
was pretty certain that it was, but like, I mean, again,
but
because
it was not
you
pre-printed.
got me up to the
The
one
inside
of one
job, right?
tier.
Get drawn in.
So right. It's like my wife will be happy if this takes 31 days. And
Well,
it took 28.
um,
But when the email went out about tariff issues and stuff not getting and the storm and
it was really like a lesson in like what outside forces like
oh
what
yeah.
could go wrong. It really was like,
Now I mean Shelley Bond is a friend, so I've heard all about the production side of her
yeah,
Kickstarters and like and she goes, I mean, this is the first time ever that I think her current one is going to go out about a month later than she had originally intended it to.
just a lot of
Um,
moving pieces now,
but
especially like you
but
said with
that
tariff announcements on and off and
right,
everything like that, just a ton of uncertainty. But
right.
Hank Howard up there for me,
Uh,
just because again, I spent so much time marketing the book, working on the book,
right.
because the cool
But
thing about it
I
is
was
it's
trying
very
to go
collaborative. So.
before you got there. Things that you didn't have to spend time on, things that you
Okay.
just read
Well, I thought you were
because
talking about like no slate, not the new slate.
not that I was trying to make you not choose between your children.
Ah, um,
The
gosh,
things that aren't your children.
I
What's
know,
your
I
thing?
know. I really enjoyed, I love Josh's writing. I really loved Orc Island with
Yeah,
Alberto Ponticelli's art. Just a super fun book.
that's actually one that I haven't gotten to read yet
And I
because
highly recommend. Odin's
it
Eye
wasn't
again.
Odin's
I'm
Eye I got.
I'm huge into Vikings, Norse
Right.
mythology, Tomas Chiavello's art, Josh Dice art. It was like that
No,
book
but
was made for
that
me.
second season I didn't have them as easily available to me.
See, though,
And
there you
that
go.
so
All
that's
right,
one of
so
the
if I'm
reasons I'm
talking
kind of
phase
hoping
one,
that phase two gets reprinted. And that actually leads me
ENIAC
to
for phase one. ENIAC.
what?
I
Oh,
love
ENIAC is great.
ENIAC.
Right.
I mean, and listen, we have, I know we've announced the Kickstarter, but this is not
Right.
cheating, Um, ENIAC, The Lot. I mean, there were a lot of books that
Right.
I really
Oh
enjoyed.
yeah. No, I mean, I haven't read a bad idea book yet. Um, I mean
Whalesville.
that's
Whalesville was great.
yeah, Whalesville was great.
I
I didn't
love,
expect to like Whalesville as much as I did.
oh my God.
Um, I
Yeah.
didn't expect to like Tankers and Pirate Queen as much as I did.
Tankers, Pirate
Um,
Queens. Oh man.
yeah,
Tankers is so much fun. We had
yeah,
Rob sign for Tankers at the shop I used to work at, and
all right.
that's just like a real fun book. And yeah, Peter
So
Milligan,
I
The
mean,
Mail Pirate.
I'm hoping, and that actually leads to um, at least for a while, all of the old books didn't go out of print. Is that still true of the old books? And B, is that going to be true of the new books?
You're talking about in singles?
Yeah,
Uh, well, no. So yeah, so having the singles eternally in print is probably, we've definitely changed how we're doing things because again, that was in part because we weren't doing collections. So with the
right,
idea of doing
right.
collections, you kind of got to pick one. You can't have everything eternally
I
singles.
don't disagree.
Yeah.
but like,
So yeah, so probably expect more traditional print runs from us.
okay,
But we'll definitely work to keep demand, if we need second prints on books because people want to read them. We're not going to say, "Hey,
right,
wait for the trade or wait for the hardcover or whatever.
right,
So yeah.
right.
So yeah, we
Well,
will
and
keep
and
in
and the
print.
fact that you have already started some stuff digitally, um, looks like just Planet Death so far.
Yeah, so right now we're currently, people are asking about our back catalog, but right now we're looking at the new stuff right now. So
Right.
hopefully if you're trying to get Planet Death, you can pick it up digitally. And yeah, maybe we'll have an announcement on back catalog stuff soon. I can't say. I don't know.
No, right. More, it's just interesting to hear the different philosophies. Because again, it's the comics themselves have always been brilliant. So it's just a matter of making them readable for as many people as possible. That is, I mean, because the other thing that hardcovers and even trade paperbacks is going to do is they'll get them into libraries.
Yep.
Um, some libraries carry single issues, but it's much harder for them to. Um, and they tend to be really picky about which ones they carry because of that.
Yeah.
Um, so let's change gears a little bit, just because this is a question that I always love to ask of anybody I have on the show. Give me your comics biography. And by that, I don't mean your resume or your bibliography. Start
My
with
relationship to comic books.
right. Start with
Absolutely.
where you started with comic books and how you've grown with comic books.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally, I joke, it's in my blood. I am actually named after a like D, E tier X-Men character named Sienna Blaze.
Okay.
Was prevalent in the 90s, died on Genosha. Very excited that she came back briefly in the X-Men 92 comic book adaptation. They brought Sienna Blaze back as a villain. I was so excited because it's set in the past. She got another shot. I sold so many
Right.
copies of that book in my store because I was like, I'll sign it. Sienna Blaze will sign it for you. Um, so yeah, my dad collected comics as a kid. Like everybody else, he got back in the 90s with like X-Men 1. He was always a big X-Men guy. He was a Marvel guy. So he got back in. He had to give it up when he had me because comics were expensive. Um,
I know that story.
so he pitched apparently my for a while my he really wanted me to just be named Rogue. And I'm really
Yeah,
glad I didn't have to live through middle school just being
as
named
Rogue.
Rogue. So Sienna was like a sneak in. He was like, it's a city in Italy,
Right,
but it's really
right,
Sienna Blaze.
right.
It's like it
Gotcha.
was in the Malibu Exiles, I think, when I was born. So yeah, so I grew up reading my dad's collection. We were all going to comic shops. It wasn't like he once I could learn to read, I read comic books. I remember like stealing different books out of my dad's long boxes, short boxes. He had a graphic novel, an older graphic novel of Dark Phoenix Saga with the Bill Sienkiewicz
Okay,
cover. I remember stealing
right.
that and reading it and being very confused about what was happening as a child. There's this Avengers issue, Avengers 147, that is not it's just a random issue. But I was obsessed with that issue. I stole it. And I read it cover to cover, and I was obsessed with the Scarlet Witch. And I didn't really know at all what was happening or who half the people were. Like, I was like, who's Hyperion? I don't know. Um, but
Squadron
yeah,
Sinister strikes again.
yes, the Squadron Sinister. I was like, I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know what's happening. The Serpent Crown, but it was just one of those ones. As a kid, you get fixated. So I had my own little comic book collection. We would go to comic shops. I was a Pokemon kid, so I had the Viz 4-pack Pokemon comics, and I
Okay.
had a bunch of like random issues that I would get. Then I started putting together, finding things I wanted to read. Like I got really into the Infinity Saga before when it was still in dollar bins. I found like Infinity Gauntlet those were just dollar books. I liked.
Okay.
I put together that and Warlock and the Infinity Watch and got really into Warlock. That was in elementary school. I kind of checked out in middle school, and then in junior high, this is like such a stupid. I had I had a crush on a girl. I didn't know that. I wanted to be her friend real bad. She liked DC, and I had never read any DC comics. So I read a ton of DC books from my library. So I borrowed a ton of like Batman stuff because I wanted to be a friend and I wanted to be able to talk about comics with her, and she didn't read Marvel. So I read a ton of DC and got really into that. And then again, didn't really super keep up with it in high school, would read trade paperbacks from time to time. And then in college, there was a comic shop right across the street from my school. And so I started a pull list. It was kind of like in the Image heyday. I was reading like, it was like when Saga was coming out, Wicked and
You
Divine.
want to give a shout out to your comic shop?
Yeah, Chapel Hill Comics, unfortunately,
Okay.
no longer around, but
Well, that's a shame.
I hung around there every day, so much so that they were like, well, do you just want a job? And so I quit my job at Ben and Jerry's, which I was helping pay the bills at college. To I took a pay cut with no tips anymore to work at my comic shop, and I worked
You should, I mean, I would have figured out how to do both. Ben and
uh,
Jerry's and
and a
comic
40
shop.
hour course. I did not have the time. I worked like 20
I
20
mean, I get that. I get that,
at the
but
shop. By the end of it, I was basically like the manager with the
right,
owner, obviously the owner. I was
right,
like the one main employee.
right,
Yeah, unfortunately closed down my senior year of school. It was on like a just a tourist trapped street and rent was going up and just a whole
right,
confluence of things. So
right,
there was a chain of stores that was like our competitor in my area, and still needed a job. I was still in school, and so they asked me to come on and help manage one of their stores and help bring my customers over.
right.
So yeah, so I started working at a shop there and worked there for like 7 years. I moved up from being assistant manager to running a store to running the biggest store to running three stores to opening two more stores for the owner. So I was a COO when I left and managing five shops. We were one of the biggest stores in the country and did that. Yeah. And yeah, worked there for 7 years. So I was a retailer probably all in all
So,
like
what was your degree in?
biology and chemistry. Did not
I
use it at all.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a decent thing to fall back on, but
At this point, I don't know.
if you decided to
Need a
ditch
brush
the
up.
school in favor of Ben and Jerry's, and
Yeah, so
you'd probably be in the same spot.
senior year, I realized I wanted to do research, not like pre-med.
Right,
I originally was like, I'll do pre-med, and then I was like, no, I want to do research. And
right.
then by senior year, I did a ton of research. I did research in like a biopsych lab, and then I tried microbiology, and I didn't like it. I'm a people person just at heart, and so like being in the lab, and it was just going a little crazy. Um,
Right.
and I loved my job at the comic shop, and so I kept it out when I graduated as just like I'll stick around till I figure out what I'm gonna do. Like, am I gonna go to school for like am I gonna go to grad school for something, do
Right.
public health or something? I had no idea, but I just kept working at the shop because I loved it. And eventually it was not me looking for I realized I wasn't really looking for the next job anymore. I just loved what I was doing. So
And you were being paid enough that you could get away with that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't say you were being paid well.
Ultimate
I know
Comics
the difference between
is
well
a
and
great store, and yes, I was able to work my way up the
Right.
ladder, which was
Right.
learned a lot over there, and it's a great chain if you're ever in North Carolina. They got stores in the capital where I still live, Raleigh, Durham area, and
Okay.
great group of stores, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome. Yeah, I loved it, but you do something for 10 years, and time I wanted to learn more and do other things. So I was really happy to loop in with that idea,
Right.
and do something different and still be in comics. Still get to
Exactly.
sell books that I'm passionate about. Just I get to
Right.
chat with retailers instead of customers.
All right. So you managed to go through that with minimal telling me about like essential
Oh,
books
books.
through your life.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well that yeah, sorry. Books. I mean,
I
I grew
mean,
up reading the
we do
X-Men.
like to make recommendations.
All right. I grew up being obsessed with the X-Men, Uncanny X-Men. Part of it was like that I was named after an X-Men character.
Right.
Eventually, when I started realizing I
Do
was
you have a favorite X-Men run?
Cyclops.
That's a
Cyclops
favorite
calling us
character,
their figure.
a favorite run.
Oh, favorite run. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, aside from the Claremont stuff, I'll shout out new X-Men by Grant Morrison.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, New X-Men just blew my mind when I read it. I loved it. I loved that book.
I
Uh,
mean, Grant does just Grant drops the mic wherever they go.
in high school though, I was really into it was when Hope Summers was like the most important. So like
Okay.
Second Coming, like it was like right after the Messiah Complex, like Second Coming, and which led into like Avengers versus X-Men, and there was that awesome cable solo series about him and Hope as his like found daughter. I was like eating that shit up as a teenager for obvious reasons. This moody teenage girl was now the pivotal person in the Marvel universe. So I have a lot of love for those. Like it was kind of like I said, weirdly wrapped up in my identity. Like when I read those DC books, it's like I found like queer books. So I really loved Brian K. Vaughan's The Runaways as a teen. Young Avengers by Kieran Gillen was important to me as a teen. When I started my first pull list up, I was very obsessed with like I followed him and Jamie McKelvey into Wicked and Divine, which I really enjoyed. Uh,
Fantastic.
and then I started getting into back issues. And my first store was very much more of an indie comic shop, indie bookstore. So it was really cool. I was allowed to borrow. It became very important that I could borrow graphic novels. So I did like my homework. I got really into Madman. I got really into, I'm very drawn to specific art styles. So I really liked Nexus just for Steve Rude's art.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with Love and Rockets, like a lot of the
I love
independent staples. Those were the kind of things I was taking home to read. Um, then when I started working at the chain, it was a lot more superhero focused, and I had really only been selling indie image books like at my old stop. So I had to do a deep dive and like get brush up on my superhero books. That was when I like read through all of Walt Simonson's Thor, and I was just blown away. It's like the first omnibus I bought. It's so, so good. And that made me want to read Orion, which made me want to read New Gods. So I have all of the New Gods saga by Kirby in singles because I became obsessed with the New Gods.
we have a monthly New Gods, well, Fourth World Book Club
There you go.
where
Yes, I have all of the Fourth World saga.
we are going uh Mark Pratt, who's a playwright who wrote what's called the Four Color Trilogy.
Yeah.
The first one was about Bob Kane and Bill Finger. The second one was about Bill Gaines and Frederick Wertham, and the third one was about Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And they all debuted in the City Lit Theater in Chicago.
Wow.
Put together our reading, and we're actually reading them in order of when they came out. So each month we're
Yes, that's
reading the
cool.
four books that came out, that the New Gods, the Orion, the um
Mr. Miracle, New Gods,
Mr.
General
Miracle.
Wilson.
Right,
Depends
right.
on how much you're including of, if you throw in, there's like adjacent books, like the other Kirby books from that era that aren't really New Gods. You're probably not reading
Yeah.
like OMAC
I
and
don't no.
yeah, the
No,
Demon, but
we're right now we're sticking
Mandy.
monthly by monthly with
Yeah,
yeah.
the staples, Forever People. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if you get, I've got a
So,
bunch of like Mr. Miracle and Dark Side stuff behind
yep.
me, and it's like I have, yeah. Uh, and then Spidey again, as a little kid, back when the Marvel Essentials were like cheap newsprint, black and white.
Right.
I had my essential, my John Romita. It was the John Romita senior era of Spider-Man that was like $20 for this huge tome, just printed super cheap. So I got really into Spidey. And then I grew up, I'm a child of like the Tobey Maguire movies, so those
Okay.
were like my childhood.
So
So
what's your favorite Spider-Man?
Spider-Man Run.
Yep.
I mean Romita Senior. It's just it's cheating to say it, but it's just
So,
so good.
so the early Romita.
Yeah, I mean I'm picking it
Okay.
up in singles right now. I'm pretty much done with that run. Um, More modern stuff. I don't know. I don't know if I like when I
Oh,
say favorite.
that's completely okay. You don't have to give
I
me
mean, I love
like
the John
details,
Romita
details.
Jr. I like the not the current stuff. The older
Right.
John Romita Jr. run is very good.
Okay.
And yeah, then when I was running shops, I was reading everything. thing to stay current. So there's a lot of books that I could talk about that like I like um that are more modern, but I was just reading so much.
No, I get it. I average a trade paperback a day
Oh wow.
and 30 floppies a week.
I'm really behind now. People are like, "What are you reading now?" And because
You're
I'm
like, I'm making comics now.
yes, like I read so many books that are like books in production. Like it's less time
Right,
for my pull. I
right,
still make it out to shops like every week.
right,
Now that I'm not like tied to one store, it's awesome. I get to go to like all these stores. Like shout out to Capital Comics, which is like two doors down from my house, and like we were always friendly, but like now I go in and like actually go in the store, and they're a great
right,
shop. Just want to give them their
right,
flowers because Capital's the best.
right.
Um, so yeah, so currently there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm sure it's on everyone's radar already. Been really like an absolute Martian Manhunter.
Yes,
I love Javier Rodriguez's art. I loved the Zatanna mini before that, just because I mean, you just look at that stuff and you can just stare at it for ages. I love that book.
yes. Absolute
Uh,
Martian Manhunter has been special.
Junie Ba's Monkey Meats is on my pull list. I love Junie Ba's cartooning. That might
I
be
do
one
too.
that's a little bit of a deeper cut. The summer special is
I
out right
like me
now.
some monkey meat.
Uh,
What was the
Non-Nick
one he
Frank.
did with Haas? He did a graphic novel with Hassan Latsman last year that I
Oh
really
yes,
liked.
I haven't picked it up. I know what you're talking about. And then he
Yeah,
did a lot of people know him. He did Boy Wonder for DC.
right, right, right. No,
But yeah,
Junie
those are
Ba's amazing.
so good.
Mm.
Those are what I'm. I could keep going, but like those are the big ones. Again, right now I'm like I'm bad. I'm bad. Like if you had to put me in a comic shop to hand sell, I'd be like I've got a stack of stuff I keep buying. Like I need to read Absolute Batman. I have not read it. I have every single issue, but
Right.
haven't read it yet. It's a lot of
Absolute Wonder Woman's the one that you should read. Kelly
oh
Thompson's killing it.
yeah. The
Yeah,
I love Kelly Thompson. I really like
yeah.
Black Cloak was awesome.
Oh, I love Black
Good
Cloak.
series. Yeah.
I love everything Kelly Thompson does. I love
I
everything
loved her
Meredith
Hawkeye run.
McLaren does.
Yeah,
So Black Cloak was like
I
two of
know.
my favorites. Um, I Meredith's got another book coming out, uh, Meat Eaters this summer. I just got a
Oh,
advanced
China.
reader that I need to sit down and read because I love Meredith's work.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, all right. I'm gonna wrap up with and like you've just gone through stuff. So all that stuff that you just went through, that's not allowed anymore. So I
Okay.
made this really hard for you because I
Do it.
know that you had time in a shop. Tell me the book that you love. Preferably comic, but this is where we have no rules. So like if you decide you want to go outside of comics, you can. Preferably storytelling. Again, we've got no rules. I've had people wind up using music or travel. Something you love that not enough other people around you have experienced, and you want them to because you need more people to talk about it with.
Hmm.
You can go all over the place. From you in particular, I really want a comic, but you can give me
All
other
right.
stuff too.
It's technically an
Um,
Eisner winner, but I feel like not enough people are reading Caroline Cash's Pee Pee Poo Poo by Silver.
I will totally take Caroline Cash
I love so
as an
cool, so
answer.
cool. Two's cool. I feel like if I saw them
Carolyn
at like a
Cash
queer bar,
is
I'd be like,
amazing.
they're too
Yeah.
cool for me. I want to be their friend. But
I do too, and we always get along when we're at cons together, but I haven't managed to get her to return emails to be on the show yet. But I think that's more that she's just not good at returning emails. Because every time we're at cons, she's like, shit, I haven't written you back.
there, if you haven't checked out, I love Silver Sprocket.
Yeah.
Avi over there is the best and just has
Yeah.
an incredible like skill of curation. There's so many good
Yes.
books that come out through Silver Sprocket and they don't get enough love. I mean, they
Yeah.
get a lot of love, but like
I
they're more
try to
of an
give them
indie,
love.
you know?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
they're if your shop is Marvel DC focused, you probably maybe they might not
No,
have
you're gonna have
the
to either
spotlight on
order them or you're gonna have to find your local nun. If you're in Chicagoland, you're gonna need to find Howling Pages or or up in Milwaukee, you can find Lion's Tooth. In
Mm.
Philadelphia, you can find Partners and Sons. Online is Domino is one of the best places to get all of your indie. I got to throw this stuff out sometimes. I don't
Yeah,
do it
yeah, yeah. There
often
you go.
enough because
There is this whole world of comics that like half the people who love comics don't know exists.
Yeah. Another one, shout out, oh, um, it is, I'm trying to remember the exact name here. It is by Matt Emmons, Council of Frogs.
Oh,
Was so freaking good.
I
Uh,
do not actually know that one.
oh, search it. Matt Emmons, incredible. It is like a fantasy graphic novel, kind of like Redwall style. You're following like
Okay.
a little frog who is sent on a quest to save his family and like his swamp. And so he has to, it's very much like standard like hero's journey stuff.
Right.
It's funny because I'm reading Joseph Campbell right now, and so I
Okay.
really feel like I need to whip out my Council of Frogs. But the production for like a book that's self-published is like it's beautiful. Like you feel
It
that
looks
book,
cool.
the paper quality. It's a really great book. And I feel like definitely not enough people know about Council of Frogs. So I'm gonna hype it up.
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
a Kickstarter book, but I picked it up at I
It
met
was
Matt
it was
at Baltimore Comic Con.
yeah, it was Kickstarter, but I'm seeing it in stock at second at Best Press.
Yes, that's his like self-published like press
There
house.
we go.
So yeah, shout out that book. It's a really fun book.
Yeah. Um, well, and because you've been in the industry and you just mentioned being at Baltimore Comic Con, what are your favorite cons to go to? I mean, particularly
Uh
because now you get paid to go to them.
I know. I'm in North Carolina. I mean, I'm in North Carolina. Heroes Con is a staple if
Right.
you like
Right.
independent and indie
It's it's
books
it,
and
it's on my bucket list.
creator show. It's
Yeah.
just 2 hours for me. It's just a
Right.
really well put together show. I got the chance to go to, oh my God, my brain today. Man, you're catching me at the end of the day and I'm
I'm
like,
sorry.
no, 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 no. I'm like, why can I not? Which is so funny because it was like a
I
dream
have this happen too.
as a kid to go to this show. Oh, Thought Bubble, Thought Bubble. I got to go to
Okay.
Thought Bubble for the first
Oh,
year, and
oh,
as a like a college kid, teen college kid, I always wanted to go because I was very into Kieran Gillen, Jamie McKelvey, all those people. It was like a hot spot for those kinds of people, and so it was like I always want to go to that show. They always had an incredible guest list, so I got to go on behalf of Bad Idea this year. And one, Harrogate was such a fun little city. It was my first time in the UK. I did not realize how big the UK was. I was like, I'll just take the train from London. That was like 4 or 5 trains in like half a day. But show is incredible. Again, just like very much like the love of comics. You could just feel it in the air. But I love the big ones too. Like the Reed Pop, I love those guys. They put on great shows. New York Comic Con was another bucket list for me. I'd never gone until this year because it was always my birthday weekend and I grew up in New Jersey. So it was always right on my birthday and like an hour or two away. But like we didn't go. We weren't that kind of family to go to like big shows like that. So I got to go this year and I had a great time in New York. So that was again like a bucket list item. I got to go to the New York Comic Con was awesome.
no, you just listed three of my bucket list. I tend to like the small press shows better, but that's just because I don't like people.
Yeah, it
I
can
mean,
get
I do and
hectic. New
don't,
York
but
is
I like
New York's
I like
wild.
individual persons, but like people.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, but yeah, next show I'll be at is Heroes Con in a couple weeks. We won't be set up. We'll
right.
just be floating around, me, Dinesh, and my coworker Peter.
Very cool.
And then San Diego's the next big one in July.
Yeah. No, I was thinking of Heroes Con this year, and it's just not going to work out. But one year I will go down for Heroes Con.
Yeah,
Um, I have been to the shop because I took
oh, it's
a
a great show.
crazy,
Yeah,
yeah,
awesome
I,
tour.
I took a crazy, my wife and I are both teachers, and every once in a while he'll have a spring break that doesn't line up. And the last
Mhm.
time our spring break didn't line up, I like left on Friday night and came back the following Sunday and hit like 24 comic shops in 12
Gee,
states over 10 days.
wow,
And it was
man.
part of that trip.
Yeah. Well, it's a great store. So shout out Heroes.
Right. So, well, Sienna, it has been fantastic. I am looking forward to seeing more bad idea stuff because it's again, I mean, I love all of the bad ideas that bad idea has had, but I also love the fact that we're now at a point that they're going to be available to everybody.
Yeah.
It's going to be that much easier to plug them to people because I don't have to worry about whether they can get to them.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes. If you have been
because the
interested and you have not yet picked up a bad idea book, now is your time. Please pick up Planet
right.
Death 1. Please pre-order it before it's in your
Yes,
comic shop know you want it. And yeah, like I said, I mean, we spent half this podcast talking about how many cool books we got coming out. So
that was the idea. That was
uh,
the idea.
so
So
go check them out. Talk to your comic shop
um
and give them a go. They're great
yeah,
books.
they are. They're fantastic books. They are I mean, I think a little bit of a shout out needs to be made to the like production quality as well. I mean, they're not
And the whole
just
team, like,
right,
it is a labor of love. Our production, Travis Isker Fillery, heads up production on a lot of our stuff, and he's so talented. But yeah, I mean, the team, like, obviously Dinesh has such an eye for this, having been in the
right,
business. Peter
right,
Stern, our COO, having been in the business for like decades. Uh,
right.
yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah.
attention to detail. And when I talk to other people in the industry, it is definitely to like a micro degree that I don't think is necessarily the average, the standard that you get,
Oh,
you know?
I actually see more independent creators go that nuts over the
Yeah.
detail than I do corporations.
Yeah, obviously, there's only so much bandwidth and everything like that,
Right,
but really it is we will be debating about a balloon placement in the publishing
right.
chat for
But
like
I'm also
next year.
talking like paperweight. I'm talking
Oh, yes. Stock,
cardstock
glossy
covers. You
covers.
know, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
I
like
mean, what did you think of did you pick up Planet Death Zero? I also
I
loved
did.
the newsprint. What did you think of the
I
newsprint?
did too. I loved the newsprint.
I'm such a sucker for this.
I honestly think that there is a hole in the market for somebody that prints newsprint singles and then higher quality digital and um trades.
Hmm.
So goes ahead and strips down whatever coloring they have to go four color newsprint, even though they'll do that, you know, that works it well enough to make it work. But like puts out the cheapest newsprint singles they can put out and then winds up also selling the collections and or the digitals for the people that really want to like enjoy every ounce of the art.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I
because
mean, there's something to it.
something
It's just
uniquely comics
the
about
texture
newsprint.
of it, like the
Right.
toothiness. It's
Mhm.
I wasn't sure. But I was really converted with Plant SEO. We've had a ton of people asking if we're gonna keep doing newsprint. We'll see. If we'll
Yeah.
do any newsprint in the future.
I mean, up for an Eisner and friends of this podcast, do you read Santos Sisters at all?
Yes, yes. Yeah, there you go. There you
They like their first goal, and it was so funny that like after months of searching the internet, they literally found their press in their own backyard. Um, was we want four color newsprint. We want to be able to print it like an old Archie comic, not
Yeah, yeah.
and that is part of the appeal of the book is that it
Monkey
just
Meat,
is
Enfield Gang on newsprint. That was like
right.
really exciting to
Yeah,
me when I
yeah.
first picked that book up. Love that
Chris
book.
Condon's a good friend, and
Oh,
that he was so excited about.
yeah, yeah. I love like
So
it's just really
excited
fun seeing
about.
people geek out about it.
Right. Yeah.
Um, well, yeah. Thank
So
you so much
yeah,
for having me.
absolutely. You're welcome back anytime. As I tell everybody, I don't talk bad of anything. So like anything you ever want me to talk about, send it to me. And if I don't like it, you just won't hear anything about it. But if I do like it,
All right.
I
I'll
plug
send you.
stuff across the board.
You already
Um,
got sneak peek of a bunch of books, but
I know I
yeah,
did.
next time
Yeah.
when we send out a cul-de-sac, I'll a sneak peek. I'll make sure to shoot it your way.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So for Sienna Fallon from Bad Idea, this has been 22 Panels, and we will see you after the next page.
Hey guys, this is Tyler from 22 Panels. I'm here to tell you all about our Patreon. If you enjoy this show, please consider donating to our Patreon to keep this show going. We have many different tiers, all different levels to help you decide what's right for you. Okay, so get on out there to patreon.com/22 Panels Podcast.